D Pod presents Doghouse.
Howdy, brother.
Marshall, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Is this a video thing you're doing or just audio?
Well, I always do video, even though it's just an audio program, just so I can see my guests and they can see me.
Hang tight. Just give me a second. I'm naked.
Well, I don't want to see that much of you, but I'll hold tight.
It's not that good. Yeah, man. How's your day going today?
Pretty good. How about yours?
Not bad. Not bad.
Dawg thought that his wife was losing her hearing, so he went about 20 inches behind her and asked, "Can you hear me, sweetheart?" No reply. Then he moved to 10 inches and inquired again. Still no reply. Then 5 inches and not a word. And then, an inch behind her ear, "Can you hear me now, honey?" His wife answered,
"For the fourth fucking time, yes!"
Sorry about that. All right, buddy, you ready to kick this thing off?
Do me.
All right, bud.
It's a good life, long as I got you. Come on. Yeah, Mercury's been rising. Everybody's summertiming. And you're shining like a diamond, looking so good, sitting right there. It's a good life, long as I got you, girl, it's alright. Rolling down the road like it ain't nothing. Keep them kisses coming, you know that I love it when I see you singing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ain't got no beach house, but we can do a little getaway now. We can burn that blacktop down, leave it all behind and get out of here. It's a good life, long as I got you, girl, it's alright. Rolling down the road like it ain't nothing. Keep them kisses coming, you know that I love it when I see you singing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, come on, come on, come on, girl. Get on your sing along, girl. Me and you get gone, girl. It's a good life, yeah. Man, I love this life. It's a good life, long as I got you, girl, it's alright. Rolling down the road like it ain't nothing. Keep them kisses coming, you know that I love it when I see you singing. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. It's a good, good life. It's a real good life. It's a good life.
"You're in the doghouse."
The song that just ripped through your brain was Good Life by Marshall Dane. And joining the doc in the doghouse tonight is Marshall Dane. Marshall, how you doing, bud?
Fantastic, my friend. Fantastic.
Awesome, 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 awesome. You've been described as a natural-born storyteller with a unique blend of country rock. How do you think that describes your music?
Well, maybe not very well.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
You know, I mean, it describes a portion of it. I'm definitely a storyteller, so that describes the show for sure. And I mean, and it's not wrong. Actually, I guess that does describe it pretty well. I mean, I was looking for a quick answer, and that's all I had. You know, I grew up on things like Kenny Rogers and Johnny Denver and Eagles and Bon Jovi and Motley Crue. So the country and the rock makes sense. The storyteller is the part of me that always loved it when a classic country guy would like speak a third verse or something like that, or would speak an intro to the song, like, something like Bing Crosby and the Tales of Ichabod Crane, something interesting like that to me is, ooh, that's moody and neat. It's a combination of a song and a story. And so I guess it does kind of describe me well to say that I don't know about natural born, but I guess that is where it's coming from. I didn't go to school to be a storyteller, so natural born makes sense. And the country and rock is definitely in my blood, from the Vince Gill to the Eric Clapton.
That's great. But do you think your upbringing, as you're a son of a preacher, has that influenced your music and your storytelling approach?
Absolutely. I used to not think, that was a question when I was a younger artist. People would say, has it permeated your songwriting? And I'm like, at first I thought no, because I didn't really want any association to a world that I was supposed to be a minister. So when I left it, I was trying to be just a musician. But the reality is that I carry the values that I was raised with. And some of those values are ones that believe in telling a good, like, the stories of the parables of Jesus, and, making a reference to something that helps you understand perspective on something else. And that's where those stories were good, to help give you perspective. And as I get a little older, I realize I want to hear stories of life and journey from other people I either respect or appreciate their perspective, because it helps me understand my own perspective. And so sharing a story the way my father would on a pulpit, or from this, from the church stage, isn't really that much different than what I'm doing when I share a story. Find a silver lining, that this is the hope in this, oh, here's a dark thing that happened. Your wife cheats on you and you got to live your life, and you write a song about it. It's not like all the hope and desperation, unless even if it is, it's how I dealt with it that is the silver lining. I didn't jump off a bridge. I wrote a song about it instead, and came out with this gorgeous, heartfelt masterpiece of something that just totally lets somebody else say, oh, when my heart broke from the same similar thing, that's how it felt too. You said just what I was thinking. It's like, yeah, there's the silver lining, is our connection. So I do believe that what I maybe tried to avoid, being just like my father, I think I'm a lot like my father. And that not religious, but the spiritual and the silver lining of good teachings, of the importance of perspective shifting in a story, I think is what I've taken from it. So that's the short answer.
That was a phenomenal answer. I mean, I'm sitting here and just with my mouth open, and I don't know what else to say. Is that, well said. And, more power to you as far as that goes, as far as what you just said.
You can tell a lot about a woman by the way she slashes your tires.
Your performances, they're known for their authenticity and emotional depth. How do you maintain that connection with your audience? Whether you're playing for 40 or 4,000, how do you maintain that connection?
I don't know exactly. I know that there's some actors out there that when they get into character, you believe every word you just believe it. You're right in there with them. And for those moments, that's why I love great actors, because you're like, wow, different movie altogether. And you still captivated me into whatever it was you were trying to draw me into. They stayed in that moment so well. When I'm telling a real story about my past, or an inspiring story about that has inspired the song that I'm describing, or giving the backstory on, it's very easy, especially these days. I write about things that matter so much to me. And it doesn't mean you have to make them always heavy in content, but they mean so much to me that I can die on the hill describing them. I can fight for why I wrote these lyrics and what it means to me. And to me, that makes it really easy on stage to stay in the moment and to describe to people. I basically can close my eyes and picture, man of the house, my mom walking down the highway with my 3 sisters in one arm, holding hands, me and my little sister holding hands there. And we're walking down a highway at 3 a.m. and it's foggy, and we're, trying to get off the dang highway. I just have to close my eyes and picture it. And it's easy to stay in the moment and tell people the story. And when I'm in the song, even not closing your eyes, it's an easy escape. So you don't have to look at people and you can stay there in the moment. But even sometimes opening your eyes and very powerfully looking at them and channeling the story of the song at the same time is a very interesting feeling I get. And I want to tap into that so much that for me, it's easy to stay in the moment when delivering it that way. I mean, I can be distracted, easily distracted by a squirrel, no problem. Get me on stage and you put me into that zone, and then it's like, well, I'm here now. And it takes a while for that to wear off. You got to get into it, and then you're kind of in it until long after the show's done and you're driving home and everybody else is left and just me and the sound guy. And it's like, now it's starting to kick in, wear down and kick in what just transpired. And you can, then you're out of it. But yeah, while you're in it, you're in it.
That's phenomenal. I think it's your emotion, the feelings that you're emitting, and the song itself, the lyrics that keep your audiences so in tune with what you're singing and what you're doing. So that's phenomenal, dude. That really is. I mean, music always is a journey for people. They always have their own thoughts of what's going on in relation to that song and what the words are. But yours really drive it home. And so Doc's going to drive another one home. I'm going to put one on the table and spin it for you guys from Marshall Dane called Grateful.
If I take a good long look at the road that my life took and the rules from the book that I broke, I should have died and gone to hell, but the good Lord threw my bail and kept me out of jail just to show every soul could find redemption. And mercy, it don't cost a dime, no. For all my wasted days, pain that led me to this place. It might sound strange, but I'm grateful. When the sun creeps through the blinds, or the rain keeps steady time to the song run through my mind, the world seems perfect. When I feel your goodnight kiss, those three words leave your lips, well, that's as good as it gets, though I don't deserve it, no. Every soul can find redemption. Mercy, it don't cost a dime. For all my wasted days, pain that led me to this place. When I wake up next to you, girl, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Stop and take it right now. It's the only one that counts. See blue skies and not black clouds. No, no, there ain't no doubt. Every soul can find redemption. Yeah, mercy, it don't cost a dime, no. For all my faults and grace, shame that led me to this place. For every day that I'm alive, for this crazy, blessed, messed up, beautiful life, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful.
Damn, dude, great track.
Hey, you're in the doghouse. I asked my 5-year-old daughter what she her birthday?
I want unicorns, rainbows, and fairies.
Alice Theaters then.
Despite not chasing validation from the industry, because I don't believe you do, you've received an impressive, 5 nominations for Male Artist of the Year at the Country Music Association of Ontario Awards. So I see you smiling, dude. So what does this recognition mean to you? And as an independent artist who's stayed really true to your beliefs and himself?
It's encouragement. It's knowing that you've got some support, and it changes throughout the course of the journey. I was looking for validation. I was looking for someone to tell me that I had value and that I was valuable inside a community. I needed to prove to my parents that my choice of not being a minister had weight. And these days, it's very easy to think that it is other people's recognition of you that will give other people the feeling that you have weight. What I've learned is that it's at the end of the day, in my own head,
Yep.
I got to feel like I have weight.
Yep.
And I have to feel secure with that. So the validation changed, and I'll say it changed during the big pause for me more than ever, where I realized that all those people that you're trying to get to say, you're awesome, and we'd like you to be on top of our pile of things, they never called me during the big pause. I was desperately trying to get their attention with all my 12 hours a day of internet stuff, trying to make content that was so impressive, while everybody else on the planet that also didn't have a gig to go to was making content and trying to look impressive.
Yep.
Everybody vying for the attention of whoever could be there. And I'm like, these people that we're vying for attention from, they're not calling you to ask you how you're doing. You're
Right.
just you're trying to please them with the gifts and give them things. And then you start to say, wait a second, why don't I validate myself here first? Let's get my own head straight and worry about me appreciating me thinking I'm good enough. I'm not worried about anybody else thinking I'm good enough anymore. I'm making sure I'm doing what I think is good enough. And all of a sudden, the content of your song starts to change. You're not worried about writing the song that's great for radio, or you're writing about shotgun rider going down to the river, me and my baby on a Saturday night. Like, that's just not important. It is if that's what's important to you, but writing it because you think that's important is no longer, it doesn't have any validation. And so it's about me these days, my own validation. And that, strangely enough, has turned into more sincere recognition from industry people that you don't see it on a plaque on the wall. There's not a thing that says 500 million compliments from 17 really cool people. It doesn't say that. You don't got a thing that says some really awesome people said, you're doing the right thing, brother.
Right.
So you just have to validate yourself, and you have to say, you know what? I am doing the right thing. It's like those people that say, I like me. I really like me. I like me. I'm okay with me.
Right.
You can get to that point, look in the mirror and say, it ain't going to change now. I mean, it can if it wants, but this is who you are. And I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Now I'm just going to put out what I feel the best is that I can put out. And that's the goal. And when you do that, then validation is way down here, and pride, a good, healthy pride, or community, or sharing and connection. Those are the things that matter. And that's it. That's the balance between the accolades and what it does for you. It can encourage you, but you got to watch, because the real validation has to come from inside.
Nah, well said, dude. I couldn't have asked that for a better answer. I couldn't have said it better myself. And speaking of something great, I'm going to spin another track from Marshall Dane, which is No Need to Speak.
No need to speak. No need for words. You don't need the noise. Know that you're hurt. I don't need the thunder. Tell me when there's rain. There's no need to speak, 'cause I see what you say. I won't close my eyes. No, I won't turn away. I wanna see you, see everything you say. Hear you with my heart and hear you with my eyes. See me when I say I won't turn away. I can see it in your smile. I can see it in your face. I can see how you feel by the love that's in your way. And I love that you can't hide who you are inside. There's no need to speak, just trust these hands of mine. I won't close my eyes. I won't close my eyes. No, I won't turn away. I won't turn away. I won't turn away. I wanna see you, see everything you say. See everything you say. Hear you with my heart. I hear you with my heart and hear you with my eyes. See me when I say I won't turn away. I won't close my eyes. I won't turn away. I see what you're saying. No need to speak. No need for words. Don't need the noise. Just know you're heard.
Phenomenal, dude.
You are in the doghouse. At the bar last night, a woman got her nipple pierced right in front of me. On a related note, I suck at darts.
So, one standout aspects of your performance, I understand, is the use of ASL, American Sign Language, to engage the deaf community. Damn, dude, that's phenomenal, man. So, what inspired you to incorporate ASL into your shows, and how's that impacted your relationship with your audience?
So I'll spare you the long story of the why I learned sign language and what it means to me. I'll try and give you the quick synopsis, but I did put it up on my YouTube. I put it up on my Instagram not too long ago, like just early November last year, I believe it was. But the short answer is I was sitting at a table with Alex Trebek, his wife, the guy that invented the first word processor, a super rich guy that was beside him wearing a handkerchief kind of cravat or whatever they call that thing, and a lady beside me, and everybody was telling their beautiful stories of their crazy journeys. And even Alex Trebek was like, tell us about the music world. And I'm like, how can Alex Trebek even, doesn't care about me, but he was interested in the music life. So I told them, and they all thought it was wild. And the lady beside me didn't want to tell her story. And they asked her twice, and she said, no, my boring. And then she told, the third time, she said, okay. And she told her story. And by the time she told the story of being an athlete who broke her legs, to becoming a doctor who helps athletes who break their body parts, to then seeing these 8, 10-year-old deaf children in a school being neglected because nobody knew sign language. And then she changed her life to learn sign language. And 4 days before I'm sitting at a table with Alex Trebek, the other side of it is we were traveling off the east coast of Canada to a magical, mystical place that people have only heard about in Farley Mowat or Margaret Atwood books. I didn't even know what it was. It was a place called Sable Island, mystical, magical land of the horses. I was being hired as a musician and a Zodiac driver. And there were these people spending thousands. Alex Trebek was doing his bucket list in 2018, going out on this expedition, or 2017, going on this expedition. And here was this woman telling her story about how she learned sign language. And one of those 10-year-old deaf kids, 4 days before we sat there at that dinner table, she got an email from one of them saying, I just turned 24 and I got my master's. And I'm like, this is my life. My life is not Alex Trebek's life. It is never going to be the guy that invented the first word processor life. But the woman that just told the story about learning sign language and changing and her own life and gradering her own life by learning and sharing it with others made her life so awesome and made somebody else's life so awesome. It didn't matter about being the world's biggest artist and changing everybody's life, Mr. John Lennon. It was about this one woman you never heard about, changing one other person's life you never heard about. And I'm like, that is power. That, to me, that's how you go through 80 years on the earth. It doesn't matter how famous you are. It matters that little thing in my world, in my opinion. And I'm like, that's what mattered to me. So I instantly took her story. And within 1 week of hearing that story, I was back on Canadian soil and I found a deaf sign language place and I enrolled. And then I went to my first class a week after that. So 2 weeks after hearing this woman's story, I was in a sign language class learning. And fast forward to 2025, I have 5 theater shows this year with sign language interpretation on the stage beside me, not on a stage over there because somebody in the community needs sign language and Keith Urban doesn't know. And so they're just going to put a little stage off to the side and put the sign language there. No, it's my show. And I love sign language. And I really love watching deaf people freak out at the same time as hearing people. When my father would sit there and say, well, how do they get the music? I'm like, just watch, Pops. I know you don't understand this. There's lots of people that don't understand why, but that's okay. You watch it, you'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll understand why. You'll see people loving an experience together that you thought they couldn't, and they can. And I mean, I've heard people recently, I thought they're just throwing their hands up in the air during these flood conferences online or these political conferences. And I don't get it. And it's frustrating. Nobody could understand that. It's like, I am here to be a testament that they do. And you come to my music show and you will watch deaf people enjoy music as much as hearing people and freaking out just as much and loving and laughing because of the jokes. And you're like, this is great. You didn't think this was possible. And this is real. And this is small town, little niche in Canada. Like, we're finding people. Anyway, so it's cool. Yeah, that's my whole sign language and deaf experience thing. And it's been more of a blessing. It has helped to give me that affirmation that I do not need from a win. I don't need a win. Wins are nice, but I have wins. Like, I don't need a win as far as a trophy or a medal or a thing in my window or a thing on the back wall that says I got gold this. I'm okay with it. I've got a thing, you know, I got a thing, a handwritten note from 2 deaf people a couple of months ago at a show saying, it's so awesome you thought of us and bringing your show and adding sign language interpretation. I'm like, there we go, win.
Look, dude, you're something else, man. You're phenomenal, and you're real humble. You know, I can see you're proud of what you do and how you do things, but you're very humble in the same aspect. And very few artists that I've interviewed, there have been some, but very few are as humble about what they do and the reason they do it. And basically, it's my way or the highway type of an attitude, which you have. It's like, it's my show, like you said. It's my show. They'll be right next to me. So, dude, I got to give you thumbs up on that. And Doc's going to spin one last track from Marshall Dane. And here he is, Motorcycle.
What's on your mind, babe? It's on mine, yeah, it's the same thing. So give me the green light, cause you know time is wasting away. Ay, ay. Hop on, girl, I'm not sure just why we're waiting. I've got the keys, you got the jeans, so won't you slide on my way? Ay, ay. I've got room for two, it's just missing you. So come on, baby, what you say that we get going? Let's kick this you and me thing into the fast lane. Got me shifting gears, cause you're out here and we're wide open. Hold on tight, we're taking off like a motorcycle. No place in mind, but we can find it when we get there. With your arms around me, girl, I'm down. We can go anywhere you want, yeah. Anything you want, yeah. So come on, baby, what you say that we get going? Let's kick this you and me thing into the fast lane. Got me shifting gears, cause you're out here and we're wide open. Hold on tight, we're taking off like a motorcycle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! Come on! So come on, baby, what you say that we get going? Let's kick this you and me thing into the fast lane. Got me shifting gears, cause you're out here and we're wide open. Hold on tight, we're taking off like, hey! So come on, baby, what you say that we get going? Let's kick this you and me thing into the fast lane. Got me shifting gears, cause you're out here and we're wide open. Hold on tight, we're taking off like a motorcycle. What you saying, yeah. Into the fast lane. Into the fast lane. Hold on tight, gonna take you for a ride in the middle of the night, baby, you and I, down the back road. Oh, oh, anywhere you wanna go, yeah.
Awesome track, dude. So fucking awesome track.
Thanks, brother.
You're in the doghouse. They say that masturbation is better with a dead arm. But apparently, I ruined that funeral. Oh, that's crude.
Marshall, give our listeners the information on where to find your music, you know, videos, merchandise, release dates, etc. What's that info, dude?
You can definitely find my videos on YouTube. I got all my little indie videos up there. And sign language and music, you can find a lot of that on my Instagram, which is at Marshall Dane. Marshall with 2 L's like the amp and Dane like the dog. And on my Facebook, I also do quite a bit of posting between that and Facebook is Marshall Dane Music. That's the only difference. But TikTok, Twitter, wherever you go, just do at Marshall Dane. You'll find me. Please definitely keep in touch with me there. My website hosts all my dates and my calendar of shows. So that's just marshalldane.com. I try and keep it pretty simple. And yeah, I mean, all the music, if you're on Spotify, Apple, wherever it is, just type in and they'll play you, this is Marshall Dane. And yeah, I think that's kind of where it goes. You can send me direct messages on my website. You can send me your email address so I can update you. I've got a contact form on my website, but not an email update list yet at the moment. I'm working on that. But yeah, send me that information and that's how we stay in touch.
There you go, guys. Now you know where to find Marshall Dane. So definitely go look him up. And I'll tell you what, he's unique. His music is unique. It's phenomenal. I mean, I think it'd be on a bucket list to go see him because of his shows and his music and his storytelling. So I tell you what, Doc's a big fan of his, and I always look forward to new stuff coming out. And, you know, Marshall, I wish you all the best It's coming. It'll be there for you. And listen to the people that's already told you, because Doc doesn't have to, that, you're doing the right thing, and just keep it up. But, like I said, all the best to you. So again, Marshall, thanks for coming on the show. I do appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks kindly, brother. Thanks for having me. And yeah, it was super cool. Great questions.
Well, you know what? Thank you. And I appreciate that. So Doc also wants to put a big thank out to MD Pod and Dogbone Studio. And I want to say a special thanks to my great producer, Magpie Sally. He's an asshole sometimes.
To all the teachers that said Dawg would be a good-for-nothing loser in life. Wow, well, that was one lucky guess.
So huge thanks to all my artists that Doc ever had time to interview with. And it's been a pleasure and an honor. And you guys take care of yourselves. So remember, guys, be kind to one another.
Oh, beautiful. Get a call of a female who's outside urinating and she keeps falling down, banging on doors. Do you have any idea where you're at? Wow. Was that English? Wow. Do you have an ID on you by any chance? I bet you're a lot of fun.
I love y'all.
Well, good. I'd consider that a compliment if you weren't so intoxicated. Okay. She's probably one of the drunkest people I've come across.
I ain't drunk.
Oh, you are good and drunk.
I ain't drunk.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be transported to our detox center. At the detox center, Vonda's going to get a few hours to sober up and rest. Step down. There he goes. Vonda blew a .221. She was dangerously close to alcohol poisoning. She easily could have killed herself consuming that much alcohol.
And always, always keep on rocking. And from the Doghouse, Doc and Marshall Dane are out.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Take care. Peace out, bud.
Yeah.
MD Pod presented Doghouse.